My name is Mike Garlia.
And I'm Steve Jones.
When Steps, the Backstreet Boys and Westlife dominated the pop charts, we decided to write a script.
Based on our experiences as holiday entertainers.
It's sat in an attic for the last 16 years. How terrible is the writing? How awful will the acting be?
Only you can help us decide.
This is Bad Scripts.
Welcome to episode 6 of Bad Scripts. Mike joins me as normal. Good evening, Mike.
Hello, Steve. So nice to be here. So nice to get us back together again and get into another meaty episode of The Last Resort.
Yeah, so we've moved on a bit from where we were from the last episode that we recorded. We're now into episode 2 of Last Resort, which is episode 6 of our illustrious podcast. We just need to address the fact that this episode has time jumped a little bit. We've moved into sort of halfway point in the season. The camp coats have been there a while and a little bit more established and more prepared for their duties than they were.
Yeah, I think that's pretty normal. It's very normal that you would move from one script to another, and there is a bit of a time jump there. The characters have to move on a little bit. We can't keep introducing them and explaining what they're all about. I think now it gives us an opportunity to really, I suppose, embed them with a bit of normality, and then to see how the dynamics of their relationships and their characters play out in more heightened circumstances.
And to recap, I think at the very end of our last episode that we did, there was quite some shocking goings on there. We got to the point where Kelly had been rebuffed by Adam and had fallen to rebound quite heavily the dalliance with Dan.
Quite the unexpected story-wise. I would say in reality, I have not managed to maintain eye contact with myself in the mirror since recording that episode.
There was a lot of what they could be technically termed as self-love going on in that scene.
Bit of self-love. I had a few nightmares about that. And not only was I indulging with two characters myself, then I hop off to you. And as I said in the last episode, the worrying thing was it came out so organically and so naturally. I am trying to deal with that. Every day is getting a little bit easier until today when we start recording and it's just flooded back to me like a really traumatic event.
So, Mike, shall we dive on in then and find out what's happening over at Camp Holidays right now?
Interior reception. The girls are all gathered around the notice board, swooning and making lots of noise. And on there is a poster with a boy band on it. The boy band is called Forte, and there is 4 good-looking blokes posing on the cover. Robin appears behind them.
What are you all gawping at?
The girls split to reveal the poster. Robin moves in for a closer look.
Ooh, him on the left, he's nice.
The tall one at the back.
I think they're all gorgeous. Forte. Are they a new boy band then?
Yeah, they've just brought out a new single called What's Your Forte, Baby? I can't wait to hear it.
Are they coming here?
Tonight. They're here tonight.
Everyone is getting excited.
You up for it, Sam? Come on, watch them with me.
Yeah, all right.
Great. We'll sneak backstage and say hello.
And the rest. I'll come. They ignore Donna.
I'm gonna have to go back to the shed and choose a nice outfit. Are you coming, Sam?
Yeah, okay. I'll come.
Dan appears.
Where are we going?
You ain't going nowhere. We've got the night off, and we're gonna meet a world sexy boy band.
Dan looks at the poster. What? Them bunch of puffs? I won't watch them wankers even if you paid me. You are getting paid to watch them. Yeah, well, I bet the shit spend more time plucking her eyebrows and looking pretty than anything else. What's wrong with that? Blokes shouldn't be like that. I am. Well, You ain't a bloke, are you, Robin?
What am I then?
Well, you're like a girl.
Wayne comes out from his office.
Does this hallway look like a social club?
Everyone stands in silence and shrugs.
That's what I thought. If you're not working, I don't want to see you. These are working officers.
They all disperse in different directions.
I got the power. A boy band has arrived. The excitement, the tension, the sexiness, the eyebrows. Oh, so much to talk about, Mike.
The change in dynamics. I don't know how much there is to talk about other than the fact that the girls want to go and see the boy band. Dan is clearly jealous, and Robin wants to join the girls and go and enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think Dan feels threatened, doesn't he? I think he's thinking, these guys come in here and all these women are fair game for me. So,
what do you think? Do you think at this stage then Dan and Robin are friends? And what I mean by that is to give Dan the permission to say those things to Robin.
I think there's got to have been some sort of understanding there. I think because he said to him, "But you're not a bloke, are you? You're like a girl." So he knows him enough to sort of say, "I don't see you as a guy." In 2021, as we are now, that probably seems like a really weird thing to say, but back then, a lot of people, it wasn't a common thing for some people to be around people of different types of masculinity and femininity and that broad spectrum of behaviors and the way people are. So for Dan, it's kind of a learning curve, because although he does say, "Oh, they look like a bunch of puffs," I don't think he says it in a nasty way. I think he's trying to say, he's just trying to be descriptive, what he sees, rather than it being anything aggressive and nasty. I don't know if you agree with me, Mike.
No, I think it's probably the first time when I saw Take That. I think I was about 14, and I remember the girls talking about Take That, and I wouldn't say I went that far, but I would say that I probably didn't want to like them because of feeling a little bit jealous and a little bit like, oh, they're showing attention to these guys, but I'm right in front of you, kind of thing. And this girl saying to me, she said, "Well, there's no reason not to like them," and I think it was just small-minded thinking to me. Yeah, it was small-minded, and then I became this super fan of Take That afterwards, and just followed them around like a proper groupie.
Wow, mate! Did you pray that you were going to be like them, or was it after you listened to a million love songs that you realised that it could be magic?
Yeah, I absolutely know all of their songs off by heart. Never Ever, Life is a Roller Coaster. I know them all. Every single one of them.
Backstreet's Back. Yeah, all the hits. Let's move on then.
So in this scene, Steve, I'm going to challenge you now, right? I'm going to challenge you because there's a new character, a kind of sideways character that just comes in. It's a scene to move the story along, probably a comedic foil, but you're going to be playing the character of a young mum, and I would like you to come up with a bit of an accent, a bit of some characteristics for this young mum. I'm going to be playing Adam, and we're going to be in a conversation. But I really think I really want to see you bring something a little bit different to this scene.
I will do my utmost to try and help with this.
Do you need a minute to go method and get into character?
I'm there, I believe. Exterior, fun fair. Adam is stood in the middle of the fun fair, talking to a family. The kids are enjoying themselves on the bouncing castle. It's a nice sunny afternoon. They can be a real handful sometimes.
I bet they can.
Oh, they're having fun though. That's what matters.
Have you been here before?
Actually, this is our first time. I wouldn't normally come to a place like this. We normally go abroad. But with all the troubles and that...
Yeah, I know. Well, at least you know where you stand here.
My mother-in-law paid for this. She was quite happy. Cheap holiday for the grandkids.
Is she here as well?
Oh, God, no. I think we could just about manage an afternoon in each other's company.
Yeah, I understand. So, are you here with your husband?
No, we're not.
Oh, right. Is he at work?
No, he's dead. Adam opens and closes his mouth, trying to think of a way out of this awkward situation. Next second, an oldish lady named Margaret appears in a mobility scooter. She rams into the back of Adam's legs, knocking him to the floor. Adam, now lying on his back, looks up at Margaret as she looms down on him. Guess who? Adam slowly gets up, rubbing dust off his uniform. Thought I'd sneak up and surprise you.
You did that.
Margaret laughs excitedly and drives off. People are jumping out of her way. Mind your backs! Adam turns back to the young woman. He sits next to her. What was all that about?
Well, that's Margaret. She's been here most weekends.
All right. Has she got a license?
If she needs one, that's her way of getting your attention.
By ramming her scooter in the back of your legs.
Yeah, you get used to it.
In the background, the same scooter is speeding backwards and forwards. There are a few children chasing it, and as it gets closer, we can see Dan navigating it.
I'm sorry about your husband.
It's okay. You weren't to know.
Sometimes I feel like I should change my middle name to Tactless.
The young mum laughs, and Dan is still racing in the background. Forget it. So is it like all happy campers and stuff here?
The exact opposite, actually. It's just like any other job. Got its ups and downs. There's no Sue Pollard and no painted smiles.
Really? Now you've taken all the magic out? It moves over to Dan, who is joyriding quite recklessly. He skids and rides the scooter into a lamppost, but not before diving off. The scooter stops. Ooh, close one. Evil Knievel, eat your heart out. He pans round to Margaret, who is perched against a wall. She is clapping and giggling quite maniacally.
So I'm going to tip my hat to this lady, Margaret, Steve, because this lady is actually based on a real life woman.
Yeah, there was a woman
who did that. She genuinely did that. I do remember she did it to you a bunch of times. She did it to me. She would just come screaming straight up to you and just smack you on the back of your legs.
And that was her greeting. That was her, as she saw it, comical way of saying hello as she decimated your shins.
She had. Do you remember? There was honestly that it was built like a tank, and it had bags and accessories attached to it. I mean, that was like a moving motorhome, really, wasn't it? She had everything you could possibly want in there.
It was an armoured personnel carrier, as far as I could tell.
It really was.
At least
and
it
she
felt
was
like that
there
when it
quite a
hit
long
you.
time.
Yeah.
And you always knew, right? So here's the thing, and I don't know if you remember this. You always knew if you were in a good books, or if you weren't in a good books. Because if you were in a good books, you're likely to be having a drink with her, a coffee or a soft drink. And if you're in a bad books, she's not ramming you, and she's staying quite far away from you, and she's not coming near you.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I ever got into a bad book, so I'm happy about that. I feel like maybe me and Margaret were kindred spirits.
I think maybe, and she was so incredibly full of life. So wherever she is, all these years later, in the universe, Godspeed.
Interior, Wayne's office. Wayne is sat slumped over his desk, scoffing a kebab. He types on his computer, spilling food onto the keys. He mumbles and scrapes the sauce off. Mark enters.
Busy?
Wayne speaks through a mouthful of food. Gary.
We've got the rider for that Boyband playing tonight.
Oh, yeah. And what do they want?
More like demanding. What are you eating?
A kebab. Why?
It's 11:30 in the morning. Are you not worried about heartburn?
Nah. Iron Constitution. What do they want?
Not much.
Mark hands Wayne a piece of paper. Are they serious?
In the contract, if we don't provide everything on that list, they don't have to play.
Why exactly are they playing?
Another one of Alan's great ideas, trying to capture the youth of today.
12 bottles of still Highland spring water, 12 bottles of sparkling Perrier, 38 cans of Stella, 8 pure cotton bath towels, 4 white hand towels, beef and ham sandwiches, and 7 large packets of M&Ms, half chocolate, half peanut.
Yeah. Work that one out. Can you sort it all?
I'll see what I can do. Mark leaves and Wayne throws the paper on his desk, chucking his half-eaten kebab on top of it. The boy band's demands, Mike. A crazy rider. So that's what, for anybody that isn't familiar with a rider, it's what an artist will give to a venue. Their sort of requirements for equipment, food, surroundings, how they should be treated basically while they're under contract to perform. Mike, have you got any experiences yourself around artists and riders? Have you had a rider yourself or anything?
I think I've experienced. No, I've never had a rider myself. A rider myself. I have had some experiences, however, of some riders, as you can imagine, because it's written into the script, and we wrote a truth of this throughout. I've seen some outlandish riders being requested before, and you know, riders are a contract of sorts where if everything to the letter isn't provided, doesn't have to play, but they'll still get paid, and it's kind of a protection for them and stuff. But it's also a license to just see what they can get away with, and the Eminem piece in the script was absolutely brand new. Except this time it was like 1,000 blue M&Ms. You know, it was so specific to that. And this one artist that I presented for, actually, an American artist, he was quite big in the 80s. He had a really, really big song in the 80s, which I won't try and repeat. And part of his rider was the security detail at the front of the stage, where no one could come within kind of 2 or 3 meters of him, and he's on the stage and he's singing away, and I'm at the front of the stage, actually, and this fan just comes running straight through, and she touches his ankle while in mid performance, and I'm not kidding. He steps back, he drops the microphone, it lands on the thud, the band's still playing, and he just walks off stage, walks backstage, walks out of the building, gets into a car, and they spin off. And there are thousands of people in this venue all waiting for him to come back. And that was a breach of his contract. It was a breach of the rider. It was someone touched him and security wasn't there.
That seems pretty outlandish. I mean, I don't want to criticize his ideals there. That seems a little bit.
Don't criticize him.
Or his friends, for that matter.
Or his lifestyle. Don't criticize his lifestyle.
And I'm not going to do that, Mike. I'm not, absolutely not. But, you know...
To be fair, they managed to talk him round, pay him more money, and he did return to the evening show. And everyone that was there in the afternoon all came back to the evening show. But of course, they're all really drunk then, because they've been around all afternoon, they've been drinking, so you have this mix. It was absolutely brilliant. And to be on stage and to be introducing this guy, and I mean, when you say, right, what do you want me to say about you? And they tell you, you have to do it to the absolute letter. You cannot deviate, you know. And I was petrified, going, if I get this wrong, he may not perform, and then it's my fault. So yeah, that's probably just a little story that we fed into this around riders, and let's hope the visiting boy band isn't as retentive to the point where we have to criticize them.
Exterior staff chalets. The door to a chalet is open, and a very dressed up Kelly steps out. She's wearing lots of makeup and is dressed to impress. She walks a few doors down and knocks. That door opens, and Sam steps out. She is dressed nicely, but not over the top. Kelly looks her up and down.
Is that what you're wearing?
Why? Is it okay?
Well, if that's what you think will impress him, you go, girl.
The two girls begin walking. Interior main venue. Dan is showing the new lad Pete around the main venue. It's still quiet and it's slowly filling up with people. All over the venue is a poster of the boy band that are playing there tonight. So this is the main party building. This is where it all happens every night. I pretty much run this venue single-handedly. Right, if you got a problem, you'll be able to find someone, but don't ask me because I'll probably be too busy, all right?
Oh, okay.
Dan strolls off. Pete stands looking a bit lost for a while, then takes off in a direction.
He just takes off in a direction. Like, you know what? Whenever you're angry and annoyed with someone, just take off in a direction. Doesn't matter what.
Doesn't matter which one.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Next time I'm in a conflict with someone, I'm just going to go, I'm taking off in a direction.
Well, you know, there's a boy band there, so maybe it's just one direction. Sorry. I'll get my coat. Exterior, main venue, fire exit. Wayne is stood looking a bit unnerved. Standing opposite is a young man no older than 30. He is waving a white towel with green stripes in front of Wayne's face.
They won't go on unless the problem's sorted out.
Well, I don't see what the problem is.
Okay, let me explain this really slowly. We asked for white, 100% pure cotton, white bath towels.
Wayne points to the towel. And what's this? Scotch mist. The band manager gets angry and lowers his voice.
Don't you talk to me like that, or so help me God. I'll have my boys out of here faster than you can say.
Look, okay. I still don't see what the problem is with the towels.
Are you colorblind or something?
No, I'm not colorblind.
What color is this towel?
White.
So where the hell, on the rider, does it say white towels with green stripes?
The towels do indeed have green stripes on them. Who do you think you and your boys are? Jennifer frickin' Lopez? The band manager is infuriated by this comment and throws his hands in the air.
That's it! That's it! We're leaving! We're going!
Wait. Look, we'll get your towels. All right? Just give me half an hour. The band manager sighs and leaves back into the building. Wayne speaks into his radio. Judy, are you receiving?
Go ahead.
You get more Joanna Lumley with every episode.
That's the plan. It's the only line she's got so far. We gotta give her some.
Yeah.
Gotta give her something.
Can you get some plain white towels over to the main venue ASAP, please? Interior main venue. Kelly and Sam are walking through the building. Guests are recognizing the girls as they walk past, and Kelly is clearly enjoying the attention. They reach the bar and they're greeted by two barmen/general assistants named Colin and Gary. Yes, love. To Sam.
What do you want?
Oh, I'll have a dry martini and lemonade, please. Ice with that. Yes, please.
Does anyone drink
Just for...
dry martini and lemonade?
Not anymore. Not in the last 20 years,
Not
apparently.
anymore. Oh God! Everyone, if you're listening to this, go and get yourself a dry martini and lemonade. We will definitely just to see what it tastes like and to take in the nostalgia of this script. This was back in the day when dry martini and vermouth was all the thing. And a pint of cider and black.
Sweet or dry?
Dry?
Colin tries to be charming. I get it. Sweet enough already, eh?
Whatever.
I don't know if she'd be would she be flirting with him? Was she just going, oh, whatever? I'm
I
here
she
for the
might
boys.
be...
I'm not bothered about you. You're a wee barman.
Alright, you're just trying to make me feel shit about my Scottish accent by doing the Scottish accent back to me. Whatever.
Colin walks off and tends to the drinks.
Spoke to your fella today?
Yeah, he's being a real git lately.
Why? What's up?
Nothing really. He's being funny with me. It's because I'm here. He wants me to leave.
Well, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Colin comes back with the drinks. That'll be £1, please.
That's a bit cheap.
Yeah. Staff discount. I didn't think there was a staff discount. Colin winks and makes a whispering gesture with his hand. Kelly and Sam leave the bar. Colin, as they leave, is quite obviously checking out their bottoms. Gary takes position beside him. Colin leans on the pumps. Ooh, look at the state of that. Could crack nuts with them thighs.
Yeah, nice.
I could get a bird like that if I wanted to, you know.
Yeah, right.
Too right, mate. Fighting them off when I'm out on the Raz.
I wouldn't bother. Stuck up all them performers.
Yeah, well up their own arses. Wouldn't mind though.
Yeah. Which one?
One on the left.
Ah, you see. I'm not Michael Caine. You see.
Only supposed to date the bloody left one.
You see, she's got a boyfriend. Heard her saying so.
Yes, my friend, but it never lasts. Not here, anyway. The camera pans from the bar over to the dance floor, where Dan, Adam, Donna, and Robin are dancing to a party song with children. The boys are surrounded by teenage girls giggling and swooning. The guys are reveling in it. Robin whispers to Adam, I may be gay, but I love the attention. The music fades out, and a voice is heard over the sound system. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time has come to introduce to you the future of popular music. 4 guys destined to be united, drawn together by a higher force, to bring you entertainment on a higher plane of existence. The new face of entertainment. We give you Forte! Whilst this speech takes place, the teenage girls run to stand around the stage. The entire audience are now staring in anticipation as the curtain slowly rises to reveal the silhouette of 4 young men. The song, What's Your Forte, Baby, starts, and the band spring to life, dancing in unison. The audience is captivated. Donna has joined Kelly and Sam at the front of the stage. They are mesmerized by the performers. Dan and Adam stand in disbelief. The girls in the audience are going insane, screaming and yelling as the boys break into song. Fade out. Okay, so Forte have arrived, and we've met Colin and Gary.
Colin and Gary, the two horny barmen.
Yeah, they seem to. It seems like they're not the biggest fans of the camp coats. The barman there.
Well, I don't know. You know, it's they're obviously a fan of the ladies, so I have the sense here that this is building up to something, isn't it? You know, the lads are obviously there. They're watching the girls going crazy over this new boy band. I don't know. I've got a slight suspicion that they're going to try and capitalize on this. Given Dan's reaction earlier, you know, any guesses where you think this might go?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, these guys are used to being the center of attention. They're used to being out there with the ladies and with all, you know, they have a captive audience all week. So, is it a case of they don't like that these hot young things have come to visit the resort and they're performing live? They're the big thing. They see them as a threat. So maybe they're thinking, how do we even up the stakes a little bit? How do we get back to be top dog?
I don't know. I mean, looking at this episode, you always get the middle point, don't you? I mean, and I think that's what we're coming into right now, and you get a sense that as we're writing this, we're trying to move the story along. The characters are established, but the story's a bit kind of, the story's just a bunch of situations, isn't it? And it's a lot of just people being together and having those discussions. And I think I'm getting the sense, it's certainly in this part of the script, that you and I were trying to figure out where we were going to go with this. So we've set up this theme of this boy band arriving to create that kind of drama, and to create some sense of competition. So, you know, it seems obvious to me what's going to happen next.
Yeah, we're upsetting the status quo and things are changing. So how will our people react to them? I guess we'll find out over the next few scenes. So thank you once again, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget to hit us up on all of the social networks. Drop us a line on Twitter, on Instagram, or even join us on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear your comments, questions, and any memories that anybody wants to share. So we'd love to hear some of them. And if you send them in, who knows, maybe we'll read them out when you join us again on another episode of
Martini and Lemonade. Sorry, I can't get that out of my mind. I want a martini and lemonade.
Bad Scripts was written and performed by Mike Garlia and Steve Jones, a Beach Tide production.